My name is Valentine at Valentine Ventures, and in this video today I'm going to be discussing this comment that I got. Somebody asked, how are you so young but have money to travel to all of these places? It would be a good idea to talk about in this video about my top 3 ways that I'm able to travel and to all these different places while in my 20s. And I do gotta give a disclaimer for the third reason. It's not for everyone and it is risky if you don't do it right. The first way that I do it is living below your means. When I am in the States, things such as not eating out, instead cooking at home, which I kind of like. I don't really like eating out here. I have the privilege of having a mother and father that always encourage me and love to see me, and whenever I would visit them often, I would get free food. I also have the luxury of having divorced parents, so I get to see them individually and twice the amount of free food. Another example would be not going out on the weekends, not going out to the bars, spending money on drinks and partying. Would you rather spend twice as much money to party in the States, or would you rather save that money and party overseas that have much better nightlife culture? For example, Medellin in Colombia. Parties there are much better than here in the States. I'd rather save up my money and go out to Medellin and make it rain there, spend it on drinks and have fun. A very big number of Americans that make 6 figures, they live paycheck to paycheck. The reason are for things like lifestyle. The more money you earn, the more you can then afford and you spend it. And that's how you avoid it. You don't fall into the trap. Whatever amount of money you make, you always spend as little as possible. Not to the point of suffering, but to the point of cutting out unnecessary expenses. Another way I also cut expenses is by, instead of going to the grocery store and buying things, constantly going and buying and wasting money, I go to Costco, I buy in bulk, and that lasts me for at least a month. Get a big package of chicken breast or a big package of any kind of rice, protein, pasta, anything of that sort. And I just go there, and I go there once a month. I stock up, and for me that lasts for at least a month, especially if I come visit my parents and eat with them for free. Now the second way that I do it is getting a second job, either job or side hustle or whatever you want to call it. But the way that I do it is I have a full-time job, full-time corporate job, where I work Monday to Friday. You can do whatever you want on the weekends to earn extra cash. What I do is I bartend on the weekends, and that supplements my income to be able to put off more money that I can then spend on tickets and travels and whatever. Besides that, there are other many side hustles. You can also be a server. That's a good way to earn extra income. During the summer, being a lifeguard, that's something that I used to do, and it was pretty nice money, especially considering that you just lounge and sit around all day, depending on the pool. If you're working at a local community pool, I would just be lounging all those hours, doing nothing, either reading a book, or for my current gig, I have a contacts with somebody who hires a lifeguard every year, sometimes even during the week. If I work from home, I just bring my laptop to the pool and I work while lifeguarding. But for you, if you don't have a remote job, then for you on the weekends, another good idea would be things like, being Uber Eats or DoorDash driver, especially if you do it during the peak hours. So during the lunch hour, during the dinner rush. Based on my research, people make the most tips on Uber Eats, or you could drive. You could become an Uber driver. You don't even need to have a car. I rode my bicycle before and delivered for Uber Eats. It was tough, but it was exercise and good way to save gas or to do if you don't have a car. Or you could just use a car. Within this second point, I would like to point out that if you do have a second job where you work 1099, or you can talk to accounting department and let them know you just take a W-4, and under 5, I think, you have to write exempt in bold letters. Or just talk to the accounting department, tell them that you don't want taxes taken out from your paycheck. The way that I also do it is I register the business, and then whatever 1099 income that I earn, I send it to my business checking account, and then I use that as business income, and then I write off any kinds of expenses related to the business. And usually if you do it right, all of that gross income you earn from a second job, you don't have to pay any taxes on it because you'll probably deduct more than you earn. Or worst case scenario, you pay some taxes, but it will be much less tax than you would if you just did a regular W-2 and let the company take out the taxes for you. And rolling over into number 3, and this is the one that I have to preface to warn that this is not for everybody and it can be very risky if you don't plan it well. That is using debt to your advantage. And specifically, I'm talking about credit card debt. The way that I do it is I find a credit card that offers a promotional 0 APR for 12 months, 18 months, anything of that sort. Usually I'd like to start off, if you're new to this, start off with 12 months. And then you have to keep track that, oh, I opened this credit card in March, so by March of next year, I should pay off the full balance. Whatever income you earn from your full-time job, side hustles, anything of that sort, you collect that, you keep that, and because you don't have to pay off a monthly credit card bill, you can put all that money away, at the very least into a high yield savings account. There's some that are like 4 or 5%. The way that I do it, I put some of that money away into a savings account until I have an emergency fund that I find sufficient. For me, I like to keep like 20,000 in there. And once I reach that limit, anything else, I put away into an investment account. So depending on what you have, if you want to do those investments yourself by buying stocks or buying mutual funds, or if you have the luxury of having an investment professional to whom you can give that money and then they invest it for you. And then as the year goes by, all that extra income you have saved, you have it invested, you have the money work for you. By the time March rolls around, you can do it either way. Either you can start 3 months before and pay it off in increments. Say by the end of the year you accrued 9,000 on the credit card. Then if you like, you can start 3 months earlier. So if you got open the credit card in March, then in December you'd pay in $3,000 increments. 3,000 December, 3,000 January, 3,000 February, so that by the time March hits, you have 0 balance and you don't pay any interest on that balance you have on the credit card. But again, I'm warning, this should only be done if you have the capability to be responsible and to keep track. Because if you accrue all this debt, but you have no way of paying it at the end of the year, then you're paying 27% on $9,000 balance. Do you know how much that is? That is, I'd rather not. Throughout the years, of course, month by month, you would just pay the minimum balance to avoid the late fees. And usually, depending on the credit card company, if they see that your debt is being accrued more and more, they might steadily increase that monthly. But that shouldn't matter. At least you're paying like 100 as opposed to 1,000, 2,000. So you're saving all that extra money that you have. You can invest it, have the money work for you. And when you pay off the credit card, you leave off with more money than you would have if you just took the standard route. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. I hope this person right there, I hope this video was helpful for you in explaining how I'm able to travel so much and enjoy life in my 20s. And again, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know what other strategies you apply to be able to save money. Or if you like, leave a comment saying why you disagree with my strategies and why. Ciao.